Right, guys, so just come to attention check. Okay, so we've mainly got red belts today, so we're going to have kind of a red belt class. Okay, so we just roll our shoulders backwards, and forwards, again, just side to side. So again, just turning your toes, turn the hips. Okay, so and then stretching to your left, so we'll go hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga change, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga stretch forwards, hana, do, set, net, stretch backwards, hana, do, set, net. So up on your left leg, up on the right heel, hana, do, set, net change, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga change, stepping to the side, push the hips forwards, hana, do, set, net, up onto the ball of the foot, so dropping the knee, hana, do, set, net, change sides, again forwards, hana, do, set, net, onto the ball of the foot, dropping the knee, hana, do, set, net. So this time up on your left leg, on the right heel, sitting back as low as you can, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga change, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga, and unjaw. Okay, some feet together. Again, we're just going to stretch forward. So again, when you're stretching forwards in this particular stretch, don't feel you have to get there straight away. Just progressively, just lower yourself forwards, allow the muscles to kind of stretch out naturally. So it's forwards, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga. Bring our right leg inside, left leg out. So again, stretching to the front legs, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga to the side knee, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga stretch behind, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga change sides. So again, right leg out, left leg inside, forwards, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga to the side knee, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga behind, hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga both legs together. Again, just shaking the legs loose, just warm up. Okay, so this time we're going to put hands behind our back. We're just going to press down. So you're actually pressing with your bum muscles, pushing down towards the floor. So hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga. Grabbing the ankles, push down with the elbows. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga. And then legs apart. So again, just as wide as you can, stretching out. And again, just from the hips. So again, if I show you from the side view, as you're stretching, quite a common mistake is people kind of arch their back. So you want to push your bum backwards and your hips forwards. And again, I'm pressing my knees into the floor. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga. You want to stretch to your right leg. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga. Yoga to your left leg. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga. Yoga, legs together. Shake your legs loose. So again, with this particular stretch, either bring your knees to your chest, okay, or you can try the plow stretch with your legs over your head. So hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, yoga. Yoga, then forwards, and then legs apart. Okay, so again, we're just going to go this time as you've got a little bit wider now with the legs. Again, we're just going to stretch the center. So again, pushing the bottom backwards, hips forwards, hana, do, set, net, so you rotate to your left, dasu, yasu, yoga, yoga to the center, hana, do, set, neck to the left, 1, 2, set, neck legs together, legs loose, punch your fronts. So this time we're just going to come into pushing our hips towards the floor and stretching up, 1, 2, set, neck, that's it, heel up with the ball of foot, push your heels down, 1, 2, set, neck, that's it, and nice. Okay, so a little bit of a dynamic stretch we're going to work on, which you haven't done before. So again, you can use a wall or a partner. So we're just going to start by bringing our knee to the side, just going out and back out with the hip. Okay, so you just turn this way. Okay, it's called a little stretch for the knee. So we're going to do a set of 10. So you keep the knee up as we go out and back is 1, out and back is 2. Okay, so let's do a set of 10. So we go 1, 2, set, net, yasu, yoga, yoro, hop, yo. And this is a really fast way to get warm. Okay, again to the other side. Here, 1, 2, set, net, yasu, yoga, yoro, hop, yo. So progression from here is to do the same thing but just with a straight leg. Okay, so again, it's not about height, it's more about hip rotation. So it's like the knee is out, but the leg is just straight. Okay, so let's do a set of 10, knee to lift. Okay, and again, 1, 2, set, net, yasu, yoga, yoro, hop, yo. This is more about loosening the hips up than actually loosening up the hamstrings. So again, same thing on the other side. 1, 2, set, net, yasu, yoga, yoro, hop, yo. Just rotate your hips. 1, 2, set, net change, yasu, yoga, yo. So we're going to combine a little bit of blocking and punching in our first drill. So if we go into horse stance, into Bahk, okay, first count we're going to punch. So from here we're just going to go 1 and then 2. We're going to do a middle block. So as we do the middle block, it's going to turn to the side and create a chongle jase or a front stance. So we're focusing on the punch, then we're crossing and uncrossing and moving our weight out the way, a bit like the Nohanchi forms. Okay. So if I get you to put your left arm back, right leg forwards. Okay. First count, chundan kongi middle punch. From here, we're going to cross our arms and go to our right hand side and to defend. 2, this way, changing our stance. Back to the center, chongle jase. And going to our left hand side. 2, this way. Good. Reverse punch. To the other side. 2. See how it's down the center of your body, so not across here, and down in line with your hips. Again, again, cross 2, that's the center of the body. So it's kind of in line with your shoulder. Here, chongle jase, that's 2, 2, 2. Okay, so we hit sandan kongi, high punch, and then we're going to go into a high defense. Okay, so from here, 2, 2, 2, 2. Here, hadanmaki. So we're going to do middle punch, low defense. So we're going to come to the center of the body. Okay, so from here, middle punch. 2, hadanmaki. 2, cross. We're mainly working on this crossing motion of elbow to elbow, and then just as we snap down, we move our hips out the way. So actually all our body is doing is that, or the arms, sorry, actually our body is moving is moving out the way to the side. Okay, so from me, 2, shoot to the center, and again punch, 2, this way, 2, 2, more, 2, and bottom. Excellent. Okay, so up podorigi, first of the stretch kicks. So when you do up podorigi, and what I was taught was the easiest way to do a leg lift is to swing your leg. You have a lot of momentum, but what we can do is bring our leg here first and then lift it up. That's actually a lot harder than creating that momentum of this. So you actually get a much more efficient stretch. So what we're going to try to do is bring our hip through this way and then lift our leg and then pop our leg in. The hip comes through here and then you lift. You may not get as high as you're used to in class because you're used to chucking your leg up. Actually, for the hamstring, it's actually a much more effective stretch. So if I get you to put your right foot back, sparring stance. So we're just going to bring the hip through, see the shoulder comes with it. And then from there, lift and step back. So up podorigi, front stretch. And then step back. Okay, so what we're looking for is a nice finish. So a lot of times when people do a leg lift, they step back. We're going to come through. See the foot lands, we cross, we uncross, we sit back in our Mula stance. Okay. Set. Cross, uncross. Yeah. Cross, uncross. Yes. It shows good Him Cho Chung. Him Cho Chung just needs control of power. So if you can turn on the power, turn off the brakes, and then step back, you show really good control. Yes. Step back. Yo. Step back. Or yo. And step back. Lovely. Change. Go. So again, same thing. Up podorigi. We're bringing our hip through first. Shoulder comes through. Then we lift, and then we step back and we cross and we uncross. The more you get into the habit of crossing and uncrossing, and it's subconscious, the less you have to think about tidying up your technique because you're already doing it anyway. So up and then step back. So as you step back, always step back, leg goes back, and everything finishes at the same time. It's a nice stance here. Okay. 2, so lift, cross and uncross. Okay. Set. Cross and uncross. Yeah. Tassel. Through. Cross and uncross. Tassel. Through. Cross and uncross. Hyung. Through. Cross and uncross. More. Hyung. Up. So last time we did some Zoom classes, we actually went through how you do a peach oven or a reverse roundhouse kick. Again, I'll have a go today on Zoom. It's always about how you turn your body. It's one of those kicks that's really tricky. Once you've got it, you got it. It's really about using your hips and your body. So we'll break down how you do a peach oven. So I'll get you to put your right foot back. First thing we're going to do is a bit like the stretch we did at the beginning of the class where you lift your knee up. Okay, that's kind of why I did that stretch, to get you used to just bringing your knee up. I think that type of stretching will help you enormously with peach ovens. All right, so if I could just get to bring the camera down. So you'll see that the front foot comes up on the ball of the foot. So you don't want to have flat foot, just ball of the foot and lift. Let's just work on lifting up first to get that kind of momentum. So I can bring the camera back up again. So, okay, so bringing our right shoulder forwards, lifting, and bringing our leg back. So we'll just do a few of those to start with. And then back. Good. 2, lift. Nice and light. Set, so it's almost like we're standing up. Nice and high. Yeah, stand up. That's one up. Good. Okay, so this time we're going to go up and then we're going to go out. turn our knee in the opposite direction. When you turn your knee in the opposite direction, you have to pull back your left shoulder as well. So your knee goes one way and your shoulder goes the other way. So if I show you from the side, you see that motion, shoulder back, knee forwards. But that's the basic premise of a peak yogi. Right? So a lot of people do a peak yogi, they do this kind of movement without moving their body. So we're just going to go up and turn and come back up. Let's try that as a few times. Up, twist. Yeah. 2, turn. As you turn your knee, you pull your shoulder backwards. Think about pulling the arm away. Set, turn. Good. Yeah. Turn. Yes. Turn. Good. Yes. Turn. Last one. Turn. Now, all we have to do from that position then is just extend the leg. So we go slowly low. We're just turning your foot out. Okay. Pulling and turning. Right? And that is called a peak yogi or reverse roundhouse kick. Right? So as we go up and we turn, we just extend the leg out this way, kicking with the ball of our foot. All right? So again, let's try it all the way through. So we'll start low, all right? Then as you get the hang of it, go a little bit higher. 2, twisting the shoulder. Yeah. Set, twist. Yeah, twist. Yes, twist. Yes, twist. 1, 2. Lovely. And Bahk. This is one of these kicks practiced best, from my experience, in front of a mirror, because then you can correct your posture very, very quickly. But let's go back. Let's try the other leg now. Let's try our left foot back. Okay. So again, for a lot of you, left foot will always be harder than right. Okay. And again, some of the higher level forms of Subat Yoga, you're required to do a peak yoga on both legs. So it's worth practicing. So let's break that movement down again. So that left leg comes up. We're turning 45 degrees, bringing that left shoulder forwards. Coming up on the toes, up and back down. 2, lift and back down. Set, lift, down, yeah, lift. Now so we're turning the shoulders, just turn and lift. Good. So let's try this time, pulling back our right shoulder, turning our knee as we come up this way. Right? So the knee goes in one direction, shoulder comes back. Sometimes you can, if you lean back, gives you a little bit of extra help as well. Okay. Good. 2, up. Set, twist. Yeah, twist. Set, toss, twist. Let's try extending the legs. So again, we can go low, twisting out, up, twisting, just kicking in that direction. Right? Right again. Nice and slow. 2. Set. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hold on. Sure. So I'm going to bring Master Bob in. Okay. So again, it's a really good kick, this one, for we're going around someone's guard. So if you're going to take a guard stance, if there's no way around the front or the side here, you can actually go up around here, and you can strike to the head, or you can strike to the body. If you hit them in the ribs here, it's really, really painful. Okay, thank you, sir. So I use it more like a body kick than a head kick, because the ribs are a bigger target. Okay, excellent. So we're going to do some what I call slide back blocks today, which is, because we're a bit limited for space, we'll kind of use a backwards and forwards motion, and we're going to put some of our higher level forms. These all come out of your black belt forms, so I thought we'd have a go today at doing this movement. So first thing we're going to do, if we come to Chumbi, I want you to step back with your left leg and do a high defensive back side. So we twist, and we do Skugojase Sandan Maki. So because we're going backwards, we want to get most of our weight on our back leg and very little weight on this front leg to start with, because then we can move quickly. Okay? So from the Chumbi position, We're going to cross our arms, step back, sandan maki. Good. Okay. In this position, we're going to step into kima jase, or horse stance, and then do what we call a modified hammer fist. So from the side view, modified hammer. So we're striking with the side of our hand, and we're in a good deep horse stance. All right. So from this position, step forward, 2. Yeah. Excellent. And then we'll just work on those 2 movements to start with. So weight going back, weight coming forwards, but not too far forwards that you commit your weight. This is what we want here. Great. Let's try this a few times here. From the chumbi position, we'll always start from this way, and we'll start from the same position. Good. Step forward, 2. Good. So before you step, make sure your arms are crossed first, and then commit to the step. Right? And then bottom. Let's work on that movement again. Stepping back, left foot, right arm off. This way. Good. 2. Modified hammer fist. Modified hammer fist is to the head, or again, it could be to the bottom. Right on, let's do one more set. Step back. This way. Good. 2. Excellent. And then we're going to work reverse punch. So again, from here, we twist our hips forwards, rotate the body, see how the body moves. Okay, and then the arm just comes back on the punch. 2. This way. And then reset your stance. All right, so hopefully you'll see it's not just, it's that twisting of this side of your body that creates the power. So again, from chumbi stance, step back, high block. Good. Modified horse stance. 2. From there, set. Reverse punch. We're getting nice and low now for that punch to the body. Okay, and reset bottom. Right? So that is our first part of our combination. Moving backwards, striking, and punching. Now, if I just bring Master Bob in, okay, I'll kind of explain what we're doing as we go, so you can have a rough idea. Right? So let's say Master Bob goes to maybe to grab with the hand here. Here, we move out the way. The modified hammer is just moving his arm out the way, and then we're dropping down and we're striking the body. So if he went to grab or punch with this hand, here, up, modified hammer moves him out the way, punch to the ribs here. Go this way, sir. So if you take off the lead arm, you kind of see, he goes to grab me, high block, moving back. See how we step, we modify the hammer fist, nice low stance, and then we drop and we hit the body. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So it could be a strike, but it could be moving the arm out the way, off a punch or a grab. All right, so chumbi stance, and again, step back. Good. 2. Set. So from here, we're going to do a dori or chagi off the rear leg. So the arm comes in, kick, and then step back to finish. Okay, set, kick, and then reset your stance. Perfect, and bottom. And that is our routine. Okay, because again, if I go to punch my opponent and they move backwards, the roundhouse kick will follow as if you don't have the space to punch, or if you have more space. All right, so here's our routine, move by move now. Stepping back, 1. Good, moving away. Now we're going to remove and punch. 2. Here, set. And there, dori chaki, there. Kick, and then reset. Good. So you'll see after your roundhouse kick, here, all right, we want to bring our knee back and then plant our weight back down in a nice stance. Because quite a common mistake, people kick, they drop their foot, they step back, which in sparring you can get away with, but for crispness of crispness of technique, we want to make it look nice. Okay, we'll get the words out today. So from chumbi, again, stepping back, san dan maki, hana, 1. Good. Modified horse stance, hammer fist, 2. Clearing motion, reverse punch, set. There, we're already halfway into our dori or chagi anyway. Dasu, kick, and then reset. Good, lovely. Now another little tip for you, and I'll throw it as I think about it really. When you kick here, as you bring your knee back, see the arms cross. Here, cross, uncross as you finish, and then it looks really nice as you finish. All right, so as your knee comes back, your arms cross, the uncross, and everything sits down at exactly the same time. And it looks really, really nice. Bottom. I know it's a lot to take in, but we'll keep going. Yeah, so I'll throw it as I see it. So, sandan makana. 1. Good. Modified hammer. 2. Set. Shoot. Dorio chagi net. And then reset. Good. And then bottom. Excellent. Let's do 3 more. 3 more. It's working on that. So, again, a lot of information to take in. But again, if one thing sticks, that's fair enough. Okay? Sandan makana. 1. Good. Modified hammer. 2. Reverse punch. Set. Shoot. Dropping the weight down. Dorio chagi net. And then reset. Good. Haro. Good. 2 more. Sandan makana. 2. Set. Shoot. Yeah. And back. Oh, last set. So kicks don't have to be high. I know it looks nice to kick all the way up here, but kicks to the body are more effective than kicks to the head because the body is a bigger target to hit. So if you're going to kick someone, I would say the legs or the body are the places to go. So when you do your roundhouse kicks, if you're wobbling because you're kicking too high, bring the height down a little bit. Okay. Last one. 1, 2, modified. Set. Shoot. Dorio chagi net. And then set down. Good. So now we're going to do the other side. Okay. So again, this time we're stepping back with our right leg. We're going to be blocking with our left hand. Again, think about the transition of weight on the back leg. You sit down as you bring your arm up, and then you create space away from the attacker. Okay. So from the chumbi stance, Google Jase. 1. Good. Modified hammer. 2. Good. Punch the body. Set. Here, Dorio chagi net. And then step back. Okay. Excellent, guys. Well done. And bottom. And again, I'm coming back to the start position each time, again for space. But when you do chunbi and subak do, the reason we do it is A, it's an application, it's a wrist break, a wrist lock, and 2, it's the start and finish of everything that we do. Okay, so we'll always finish here and we'll start from this position. So again, stepping back with the right foot. 1. Modified hammer. 2. Reverse punch. Set. Shoot. Dorio chagi net. And then cross and uncross as we step back into our stance. Okay. So again, what will help you? Front foot comes back to the chunbi position. Okay. And again, right foot back. 1. Modified hammer. 2. Reverse punch. Set. Shoot. Dorio chagi net. And then back to your stance and finish. 2 more. And again. Oops, sorry, chunbi. Mistake. Okay, stepping back. 1. Good. Hammer. 2. Reverse punch. Set. Shoot. So dropping my weight down. Now we can stand up as we kick. Does. Kick. And then reset the stance. Lovely, guys. Master God is liking what he's seeing over here. Very good, guys. Well, last one. Okay. Google just. 2. Set. Shoot. Yeah. And then reset. Okay. So again, each movement that you have in your forms, there's a self-defense technique or a routine. Forms were basically, or Hyung were devised by people who didn't have a training partner. So it would be one routine of 4 moves, and then they would add to that. And then they maybe put another 2 moves on another form, and that's how forms developed. So I think everything you do in a form is a self-defense move. And again, this has come from some of the black belt forms. You notice I have Master Bob come to grab me rather than punch me, because most forms, it's not a strike you're dealing with, it's someone who's got a hold of you in a collar grip, a sleeve grip, or a choke, something like that, because you don't need to block like this in a form. because if someone's throwing a punch, there's a more efficient way to block than doing a big movement like this. Okay, so let's work on one more technique. Okay, so we're going to do a slide back from here, X block. All right, we see this in some of the Dan forms, like Chinto Hyung. Okay, so we're going to bring our hands to our hips, we step back, double high, middle block here. Okay, so we're going to step back to the hip, and then two hands come up from this position here. Okay, it's called Sandan Sudo Sandan. Okay, so left foot steps back. One. Good. Okay, and then reset your stance. Good. And again, two. Up. Excellent. And step back. So what we're doing is we're catching it over ground. Step up. Lovely. And step back. Good. Yeah. Up. And step back. Good. I'll show you from the side. Yes. Up. This way. Step back. More. Yes. Up. Lovely. Okay. So let's have a go. Let's put down the shell for a second. We'll come back to it. So I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera so you can see. So if you can see my hands, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my hands. This top one here, this left arm's palm's going to come down. This right arm palm's going to come up. We're going to flip our elbows up like this. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. So from the side view, it looks this way. So flat of the hands, flat of the hands. So we're doing this. Okay, and then we're going to rotate back and turn it upside down. Okay, so from here we go up with the left elbow, down with the right elbow, and then flip it and reverse it. Down with the left elbow, up with the right elbow. Okay, so we go back to that position again. So up with the left elbow, left palm down, right palm up, and then reverse it. Yeah, how are we doing, sirs? Everyone good? Okay, so up with the left elbow, down with the right palm, and then flip it. Okay, so, yeah, everyone good? One more time. Down, up, sorry, down. Now, this time we're going to go up, down, back to the hip, back to the left hip. All right, so hands on, up. So up, down, hip. Yep. That's it, perfect, guys. And back to your cross block. Up, down, this way. So if everyone's happy with that, just go 1, 2, back. 1, 2, back. Let's have a little go. 1, 2, back. You see if I come a little bit closer, hands-wise, all right, you'll see that these palms don't lose connection. 1, 2, 1, 2, up, up, down, this way. That's it. Up, twist, back. Up, twist, back. And then you start from here to start doing this. That's one movement. That's it. Lovely, guys. Really good. So, in saying that now, what we'll do, guys, is we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to bring it down. So you do it right up high in the air with those elbows and bring it all the way back down to your hip. So from the side view, up and back down to your hoodie or your hip. Hopefully that makes sense. So everyone's got it now. So from the Chumbi stance, let's go. Left foot back. 1. Good. And 2. Twist and pull down. Lovely. And then reset yourself. How we're doing so good. Yep. From the Chumbi stance, step back. 1. Good. Twist. Back down. Yep. Excellent, guys. Back again. Let's do 2 more. Set. Up. Good. Twist and down. Yep. Lovely, guys. 1 more. Good, good, good. Toss. Up. Twist and down. Super. Now, next move from here, I'll go from sideways, is chop. So we're going to chop to the head. Okay, so we're going to go, I'll show you the whole move all the way through. 1, 2, 3. All right, from the side view, so we can see. 1, 2, we get that stance again. All right, so add that chop. Again, it is a strike or it is a arm pass. 1, 1, 2, down, chop. Super, guys. Back to bar again. Good, sir?
Yep, that's very good.
Okay. Sandan Sandukon. 1, 2, twist, down, chop. Good. Excellent. Step back. And again, one more time. 1, twist, 2. Let's add chun dan kongip. Reverse punch. Tip. Straight down the pipe. So you see where the fist is directly facing the center of my body. Okay, here. It's aiming here. This is from a form called Jindo, which is the first form you learn at black belt. So for the red belt, it's the next level up. You're going to start doing all of this crazy stuff with your hands. And I'll explain it in a second what you're actually doing. So again, from Chumbi stance, step that 1. Good. Turn, pull down, chop, punch, straight down the center. Lovely. And then bottom. Good. Let's do 3 more. 1. Good. 2. Chop, shoot, punch. Excellent. And then bottom. 2 more. 1. Good. Reverse, down, chop, 2, punch. Last one. Up, 2, down, chop, shoot, punch. Super nice. So, what are we actually doing? Again, most people think when you do a double-handed block, you are defending against a punch. Actually, that's not true. You don't want to commit 2 hands to my partner's 1 hand because he can still punch me. So it has to be done. And trying to catch a punch with 2 hands, unless you're very, very skilled, is never going to happen because a reverse punch is lightning fast. So it's actually against a grab. So someone's coming to grab you. Maybe they're trying to grab your hair. Maybe they're trying to grab your suit. Okay, so if Master Bahk came in for the grab here, we put 2 hands up there. Then we do the rotational motion here to bring him down into an arm lock. And then we chop the head and then we punch the body. I'll show you from this side so you'll be able to see a little bit better. So I'll try and do as best I can slowly. So as he comes to grab maybe he wants to grab my hair, maybe he wants to grab my collar. All right, I'm simply going to redirect. So go again. So redirect his arm above my head to give me a little bit of time and step back out the way. Then we do the elbow up, elbow down, and we rotate his arm. The chop is the side of the face, and the punch to the ribs. You don't want to be punching in the back of the head. The ribs are, thank you, sir, a much safer place to hit. All right, back of the head is super hard. Again, you probably break your hand. So down over here. So hopefully that makes more sense than defending against the punch. Okay, so let's move on to Hyung. So we're going to do Naihanchi Chodan today, which is a red belt form. Everyone can have a go. It's one of my favorite Subatdo forms because it deals with surf upper body second. It deals with someone that's right in your face, right? Because most situations in the street, you're not going to have the luxury of space. They're going to be in your face, grab. They're going to want to hit you from here. So it deals with this sort of range of confrontation. So let's start Chumbi. So our Naihanchi Chumbi, right? We're going to bring from here. I've got to figure it backwards. Our left leg up and our left hand up this way. 1. Turn and drop down. 2. So you see the feet are together, the hands on top of each other in this position here. So your left hand's going to be on top and your right hand is going to be below. All right? So when you step, I'm going to mirror you guys as we do this technique. All right? You're going to step across to your right hand side over here. So we're going to move our left leg up and then we're going to go down and we're going to dig with our fingers into the floor. Okay? So from here, left foot up. 1. Okay? Looking to our left hand side, step across the arms. Okay? From here, the back of the hand strikes out. 2. Back of the hand here. Now we're in horse stance. We're going to take the hip, elbow strike into the hand over here. The hip is in, so you're going to push it out. At the same time, elbow, short elbow. Okay? And then lock. This hip here, punch. Good. Looking to our left hand side. Step 1. Cross the hands, block. see the block is to the center of your body. Center of your body. Right? Left, right hip comes down. 1. So see you're punching directly in line with your belt. Rotate. 2. So it's a high-low block. Okay. Open the chest. Close the chest. This way. Come up. Turn 1. Good. Come up. Turn 2. Hip is forwards. Elbow. And then shoot. Double hammer fist strike. Okay. Now we're going back to the left. Cross. 1. Yeah. Hip forward. 2. Elbow strike. Back to the center. Good. So short block. Shoot. Short punch. Left foot steps to the side. Okay. Look in. Right foot up. To the center of the body. Center of the body. Right directly in line with your nose. Right hip forward. 1. So you see how you're punching in line with your belt. Okay. 2. Up. High low. Again, sometimes people hold it a bit too high, a bit too low. Think of a Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of muscle strike here. Yeah. Open the chest. Close the chest. Okay. Up. 1. 1. Good. Up. 2. Turn the body. Elbow. Double hammer. Shoot. Hollow. Left foot up. Turn. Hands down the top. And that's called Naihanchi Choda. So once you go one way, it's just repeated coming back the other way. The main thing is to learn the sequence first, then we can work on the hips second, right? And that's really the most important part. So let's do it one more time, just for the guys that are doing this for me. Again, I think what I plan to do each Zoom session is to run a different form. So next time we'll do a different form. So it's almost like a rotating curriculum. Everyone does the same form. I think that way everyone gets a chance to practice their forms as well. But I will upload your Hyung onto the internet so you can practice at home in class. Okay, so chumbi. Right hand to chumbi. Left foot up, left hand on top, down. So again, even this move has an application. We're doing something. Nothing is familiar. Going to our right hand side. Okay. 1. So dropping our weight down. 2. Step. Backhand. Left elbow. Step. Elbow. So you see the elbow doesn't go past the body. See, if I go past my body, I've actually over rotated. So your elbow actually is in line with your hip here. So when you're in this position here. That way, when you throw your hip back this way, see how my body goes with the movement? You just this one. Good. And then short, and then body. This one. Bringing that right hip, left hip, so in. Stepping to our left. Step with the right foot to the side. Okay. Middle. To the center. Right in line with our center. Left punch. 2. 1. High low 2. So right down by your knee, right up by your head, open the chest, this way. Step 1. There's a little twist of your wrist that pops out in this. When you go back the other way, you twist your wrist the other way. 2, up, twist your wrist. Good. Short elbow, double hammer fist. Now we're going to go back to our left hand side. Turn. See how I'll just show you guys. If you watch my belt, probably best, turns. So the body turns first and the arm just follows. A lot of people just do that, and they don't even turn their hips. So turn the body, see my arm's not moving yet, and then it comes across. 1, 2. Okay, so from here, 1, grab, 2, elbow in, 2, turn. Okay, so from here, short, right with the knee, short punch. Left foot steps, 1, 1. Looking for 2. Block to the center. Sit. Now my hips in here, punch. High-low block. Open, close. Up, twist your wrist, 1. Up, twist your wrist, 2. Short elbow, double hammer fist. And then huddle. and shut. Excellent, guys. Very, very nice. So, little bit of application. Okay. The reason you have your hands out in this position is, sorry, elbows are one of these things where you have to be particularly close. When you're close fighting, a lot of the times, someone is going to want to grab your head, someone is going to want to grab your dobok, grab your arm, and you're going to be in this position rather than this position. Okay? So if Master Bob's kind of coming to grab me here, all right, he's got a hold of me, so you see he's got a good collar grip here. If I grab his head, I know exactly where it is. That elbow is super easy to throw. You can actually do it with your eyes closed because you can feel exactly where they are. So when we do these crazy moves of arm out this way, we've actually got their head and we're guiding that elbow straight to the target. Then there's no guesswork involved. It's like a roadmap to where you need to go. Okay, if that makes sense, yeah? So again, if he goes to grab me, and our first move from here is this technique here, all right? Again, it could be that I'm striking here or I'm striking here, all right? So if he's grabbed me this way, I grab him back, hit here, grab his head, boom, there's that strike to the face. All right? So when you have a hold of someone, it's super easy to know where to strike. And that's kind of real life self-defense other than distance sparring. All right, guys? And then we go all right, guys. Hopefully that explains my henchy form. Let's finish with a little bit of three-step sparring. Now, actually, no, we'll do one-step sparring. Because we've got no bets. Okay. Let's work on number 5 and number 6. Give you guys a little bit of explanation into what we do on 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 is against someone who is punching. And I call it a power punch. So if you've got like a boxer and they're heavy-footed with that jab, no one's ever going to step forward and do that. All right? They're going to plant that front foot forwards. So the idea is if you have space, is as they plant their foot forward, you intercept with the up chinagi or the front kick. Because when someone punches, this area is open to be kicked. Now, in one-step sparring, we do it from quite a long distance away because we want to be able to extend that foot. In reality, if I borrow you Master Bob a second, okay, and we go this way. If Master Bob plants his foot forward to the punch with this hand here, if you just do that jab to my head, that's okay, I would kick underneath the arm. Now, I would be kicking from here, I'm quite close, so you see I can't extend my leg, but in reality, if I go through him, it's going to break his ribs. So that's what you're doing, all right? So in the drill, we're further away than actually in reality, if that makes sense, yeah? So what we'll do, we'll start with our right foot back sparring stance. So we start from the sparring stance position. So the first move is the up chinagi or the front kick. We want to finish with that knee nice and high. Okay, so right foot back, so kick and pull back. This time the hand comes to the hip, we're going to almost kick down, turn and block, 2, twist. So again, set. Yeah, we're going to just pull our weight down and tap down this way. And then Untitled Chapter to finish and step back. Good. So the idea is this movement here is an arm break. Is an arm break, all right? So option 1, if you don't kick someone and you're too close, the next thing you do is you grab their arm and you break it. And I'll explain that, guys, in a second. So let's work on right foot back. So again, up to this way. Turn to twist. Good. Head to the box. Set. Push down. And this will Untitled Chapter to finish. Good. Okay. So let me just pause it a second so you guys can see. If you bring the screen down a bit, sir, to the more the next. So here, it's a very quick movement there. See how almost stamping down and creating this stamping motion to set your weight into the floor. At the same time, if you bring the screen up again, sir, the upper body prepares by bringing the arm in nice and tight to your body, okay, and then you just rotate this movement here. And that stamping down motion, that rotation, creates the power you need to break the arm. Okay, so again, let's put that right foot back. 1. Okay, good. So first position, up, chin up, shoot. 2, twist, shoot. Turn. Now make sure you're looking forwards. Set to the head. Oh, yeah. Only saw Bahk Chapter to finish. Good. Okay, guys, and that is one step number 5. So again, we're just working on, and again in a Dan test, what we're really looking at is not about how fast you go, it's more about are you landing in the right position. So once you've done your front kick, a common mistake, people go side stance. And then because their weight is sideways, when they try and punch, they're kind of wobbly. So that's why when you turn, you stamp down to create a good front stance. So here, stamp, set your hips correctly, and that sets up that punch to the head. Okay, so also the other thing we're looking for is, are you using your hips? So again, you're going to see people do this, just chuck their leg out, which is, it looks like a front kick, and it is a front kick, but it's a slap kick, not a push kick. So we want you to bring your hip in and push your hip out. That motion is what the one step is really about. So as you do the technique, push, and then you turn and you throw that technique. It doesn't feel very strong because you're kicking fresh air, but believe me, if you kick a pad, you're going to feel the difference. Okay, let's go a couple of more times. Yeah, so right foot back, okay, all the way through. One step, ilsu sik garian over. 1, 2, 3, down and back to finish. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay. And again, so one thing to think about as well, as I'm thinking about it, I'll tell you guys, the person who is going to attack, not attack, to defend, a lot of people, if I show you, step back like this. Okay? Which again, in the olden days was right, but now it's, if you watch my hands, from Chumbi, it's that crossing and uncrossing motion that we talked about at the beginning of the class, yeah? When we did the leg lifts, we did this motion here. Because it applies to your ilsu sik garian or your one-step sparring. Okay, so from the Chumbi stance, stepping back, prepare, over. Now we're ready to go, all the way through. Shoot, 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 down and back. And as you bar roll, again, if you watch the hands, come back, front leg back. Oh. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, hopefully, if I throw enough technical information at you today, maybe 1 or 2 things will stick. As I don't remember everything when my instructor goes through it with me. But again, when we upload the lesson to YouTube, if you want to revisit it for technical advice, feel free. Okay, so last one, stepping back. So step back. Up to shoot, 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 down, shoot, finish, and shut. Excellent. One step spine number 5. So hopefully there's a few little details in there that perhaps you didn't know before. Let me tell you the application. Right, so self-upper body step. So again, it could be off a grab. We talked about punching and grabbing. If someone grabs you here, this way. Again, if I stay in this position and I'm directly in front of him, he is going to punch me in the face. Because go for it, sir. He's going to hit me. Boom. So by doing this motion and stepping out the way, what we're doing is we're staying away from that right hand. Because most people are right-handed, they're going to grab you with their left. So we do this way, sir. So hopefully you can see, as he goes to punch me, you step out the way. All right? Because I know where he's at, I know where he is. He's giving me the gift of his arm. So I know exactly, I can feel what he's going to do. If I grab him here, okay, and as he throws the punch, we break the arm here by using the forearm. And again, from that position, we can punch him away, and then we can axe kick him, okay, as you go. All right? Any time someone grabs you, just use that footwork. It's really, really effective. Okay? So that's why I always go on about don't step sideways, step back. If you do it quick enough, like this, against someone, you're going to wobble their base. Absolutely wobble their base. Right? That's why one step is so important for your fundamentals of escaping, dealing with grabbing and striking. Everything you need to know is in those 18 movements. Okay, so we're going to warm down a little bit now with a bit of stretch before we finish the class. Okay, so let's start with, if you can just pan down to the legs. Put your left foot forwards. We're going to go on the heel, stick your bottom out, hands on your right knee. I want to push your bottom backwards so you feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Good, set, net, dasam, yasam, yoga. Drop your foot to the floor, push your hips up. Good, set, net, dasam, yasam, yoga, yoga. And change legs. So we're going to swap legs over. Sit them down, hands on that hip, on the knee, sorry, push your bum backwards, do, set, net, dasam, yasam, yoga. You want to foot to the floor, push your bum up, do, set, net, dasam, yasam, yoga. Dropping the screen up. Okay, so let's bring our arm across our chest. So either grab from the forearm or the tricep, not on the elbow joint, and just push back. Good, set, net, dasam, yasam, yoga, yoga. Change sides. Again, across the chest, underneath the arm. Give yourself a hug. Good, set, net, dasam, yasam, yoga, yoga. Okay. So that concludes our lesson today, guys. In a minute, I'll turn the sound back on just so I can have a chat with you guys. But well done today. Excellent class. Jump. Come, sumida. Well done, guys. Good job.